Let's make a jig. I had a comment in one of my jigs that I made that it looks like when I put these together that the feathers do not shift around and twist and turn. And they wanted to have me make a video where they a little more close up and more directions on that. So I'll do that. I always start with the thread. And this is the Danvers 110, 100 actually. Probably have another spool of it here. Here's black. I'm almost out of the white, but I've got another spool. So you put down that base, and with this jig that I'm going to make this time, I'm going to use a little bit of the rainbow flash. Which is not what we're after here. We're after why it doesn't spin around. I'm not sure why it doesn't spin around. But I do not use, I don't use glue. Some people will use the glue at this stage. Crystal flash on here. I can hold it. I'm wrapping pretty tight. You can see how the hook is moving. I'll just cut this off some random area. The way I stack the feathers, I mean, I've got tips and V's that I'm putting together here. I'll just take them, put them in my fingers, and I match up the quill portion so that the quills are all lining up. So what I do is I take my feathers, just hold them in my fingers, and I try and match them up so that the quills line up in one spot. So each feather I add, another tip. I just intermix the tips and the quills. And then once I get them all in, give them a tug, see if any are loose, because sometimes they're different. Cut this so it's straight. So that's what we've got. So that's how I'll hold my feathers before I put them actually on the jig. So I zoomed in a little bit. Still got the feathers. There's a couple sticking funny there because I've been messing around with the camera. Pick a direction that I want this. Then I just hold it on the shaft itself so it's here. And I'll take a loop and I'll loop it loosely a couple times, then I come back up. Then I'm pulling pretty hard. Well, not ridiculously hard. But you can see the jig head moving. So once that's on, I mean, I could move this if I had to, but I don't. And so the jigs, the feathers seem to stay in place. Some people would put glue on here to, at this point, to hold those in place, but I'm really not having, I mean, yeah, I can move them, but it's not a big deal. And I've had one where it actually did spin on me later when I was doing the chenille part. But it didn't spin, a whole bunch like it should. Get some more flash on this one. Bigger problem I've had is I don't get the actual hook in the vise correctly, and it comes loose when I'm messing with it. That was kind of long. So like you can see, it's really not moving, even spinning it like that. And some people put glue on at this stage. I have never done that. And then I'll take my chenille and just put the tip, just hold it there. And I do the same type thing. I do a loose loop and then get tighter and come back up and then go down to where I need to be. Then I'll come up, start wrapping my chenille. I like to try and get a little bit of a taper. This is a 1/4 ounce jig head. So I like the chenille to be a little more tapered. So got it to taper right there. Just wrap it a couple times. And then we just cut it off. I mean, there's the jig. I could just tie it off now, but I usually finish it with a little dab of hard as nails. I don't know that it's necessary or not. You can see my spool's running low. I keep using it. And then I've got the hard as nails. I think this time, because I usually use a toothbrush, or toothpick rather. But I'm getting lower in my bottle. It's hard to get the toothpick in and out. So that's how I do it. It's not moving around. I mean, it moves because I'm moving it, but not because it's shifting on the shaft or anything like that. So I guess it's just the tightness that I tie these with, wrap them with, because you're really not tying anything. And the base layer helps things stay in place. You could add some glue. It's really up to you as to how you want to make these. But adding glue, put your base layer down. You could add some glue, then put your feathers on, add a little more glue. I mean, they're definitely not going to move around if you're doing that. But I've been pretty successful with just doing a little bit of adding hard as nails at the very end.